Well, it seems like every year we get a big musical. Lately, they've been coming at the end of the year. Sweeney Todd, Dreamgirls, Chicago, and this year it's Nine. It's an unusual film to make into a big screen musical for a couple of reasons. First of all, the story is based on Eight and a Half, Federico Fellini's foreign classic about a director who's going through a real crisis, kind of like director's block and writer's block while he's trying to prepare his next movies. But of course, that became the stage play Nine, first starring Raul Julia, and then a revival starring Antonio Banderas. This time, Daniel Day-Lewis takes the part of the director. His name's Guido, and it's in Italy in the mid-60s. Guido has women all over the place. They're practically coming out of his pocket. His wife is Marion Cotillard from La Vie en Rose, played Edith Piaf in that. She's terrific. She has two musical numbers. And there's his muse, played by Nicole Kidman, his gorgeous movie star. There's also his mistress, played by the ever-gorgeous Penelope Cruz. There is Judi Dench as sort of his associate costume designer, who he seeks for advice. And there's Kate Hudson as a journalist who he gets involved with. And of course, there's Mom. In this case, Mom's played by none other than Sophia Loren. So, we have some gorgeous women here, and we follow his journey from having these problems directing the movies and his relationships with each of them. The director is Rob Marshall, who did Chicago and knows something about razzle dazzle. And this movie has lots of razzle dazzle. In fact, there's barely a quiet moment in the film. Each production number, each musical number is designed to be a showstopper, and they are. It's a fairly esoteric movie because we're doing this inside his head. A lot of the fantasy sequences take place on a bare stage, and they intercut with what's going on in his life, and some of when he goes on vacation, and people keep coming at him, his producer and his mistress and his muse and Kate Hudson. So there's a lot going on. It's a big jumble which is going on in his head. I would say Nine will appeal to fans of musicals if they like their musicals a little different. In fact, it reminded me most of All That Jazz, of all the musicals I've seen in the past, which is a good thing. It's very innovative. There's no real songs that you take away from it humming, but that was the problem with the stage play too. It's a good score, but it's not memorable. So Nine, I'd say see it if you're a musical fan and you want something different. Daniel Day-Lewis, excellent as always. Penelope Cruz, terrific. Marion Cotillard, who has two scenes where she sings, does a terrific job. Nine's not quite a 9, but I'd grade it a little lower than 9, maybe a 7.5 or an 8.